Happening now, the latest on the green light to reopen gyms in New York State, what local officials are planning. Plus, how learning centers are adapting during the COVID-19 pandemic.
And it's another day of sun and cloud battles through the afternoon, and this weather will continue for the next couple of days. I've got the details next. The news at noon starts now.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thanks for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Their eyes were on Governor Andrew Cuomo for months, but now owners of gyms and fitness centers are turning their attention to county officials who will ultimately decide when those facilities can reopen here in upstate New York. State guidelines announced by Governor Andrew Cuomo yesterday are capping capacity of gyms at 33%. Additionally, everyone will have to wear a mask at all times and must sign in. The state is recommending guests be screened for COVID-19 and is also requiring an HVAC standard with facilities operating at MERV 13 or greater, unless an HVAC professional can document their inability to do so. Local governments can allow gyms and fitness centers to reopen as soon as next Monday. The governor says they must give the green light no later than September 2nd. Now today we asked Chautauqua County Executive P.J. Wendell what his plan looks like here in the county.
Typically, counties have not had this control of inspecting fitness gyms and having the final say. So we want to make sure we have the clearance on that it's the county leadership, because they said elected local officials. So we're not sure exactly what that means. The guidance will have that spelled out. So what we're going to do is follow that guidance. I feel very confident that our gym owners are going to know their classes, they're going to know what they can do, and they're going to want to do things the right way. They're not going to jeopardize their business once they're able to be opened to have complaints and somebody have to tell them they need to slow down or to close. And that's not what we're doing. We want to get these businesses open. I want them to be vibrant. I want them to get back into the business and really get things back moving again. It's some sort of normal to come out of this.
Now, Wendell has advocated for gyms to reopen since Western New York entered Phase 4 of reopening. Well, with just a few weeks ahead of the start of schools, New York leaders are continuing to lay out what they could look like across the state. Governor Andrew Cuomo yesterday echoed what he's been saying for the past couple of weeks. Although the state is allowing schools to reopen, it will be up to each district on how that actually happens. He says ultimately school districts need to cater to what parents and teachers want. Without their say, there won't be a school if parents don't send their child or teachers don't go to work.
The parents are right to be concerned. It's only natural for the parents and the teachers to have questions. They're not being obstructionist. And I want the local school districts to understand that.
Now, the state is requiring each district to hold 3 to 5 information sessions by the end of this week. This is so school officials can speak directly to parents and teachers before the start of the school year. Well, a Jamestown man has pled guilty to drug trafficking charges. The U.S. Attorney's Office says that 44-year-old Richard Dean sold meth and heroin in the Jamestown area in 2019. They say that Dean allegedly worked with co-defendant Douglas Beardsley to sell those drugs. Dean was busted after allegedly running away from police in the area of Linden and Forest Avenues last year. The charge carries a mandatory minimum penalty of 10 years in prison, a maximum of life, and a $10 million fine. Well, the Northwest Arena in Jamestown plans to resume its operations later this month following the COVID-19 shutdown. In a post on social media, officials say groups and individuals will soon be able to rent the main rink for low-contact activities such as hockey clinics, drills, and private figure skating starting on August 31st. Furthermore, skate and shoot times will be available by reservation shortly thereafter reopening. The facility anticipates that the backyard curling leagues will begin sometime in October, with registration for the league starting in September. However, amenities like the lounge and cafe will remain closed. The walking track, Weight Watchers meetings, public skating, and ice bumper cars will also be on hold for the time being. Well, we thank everyone for joining us here for WNY News Now on this very sunny and kind of cool Tuesday out there. Let's check in with the comments and say hello to Rosie. Hopefully you're doing well. Thanks so much for joining us on the show. Good to see Joseph with us. Pam, Trisha, Tammy, and Colleen is here as well. Thank you all so much for joining us. Let us know what you're thinking about and what you're doing down in the comments below. Well, now let's get a check of our First Defense weather forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is back with us today. Happy Tuesday to you, Dakota.
Happy Tuesday, Justin, and I had a nice day off yesterday, but now it's time to get back into the grind. Here's a live look coming from Salamanca over the Allegheny Mountains. Just a few clouds dotting the sky here. It's going to be a mix of clouds and sunshine today, but again, the dew point down today, so it's going to be feeling very comfortable. And it was a foggy start out there across parts of the area. This is a picture, Justin, this should look familiar to you. You took this picture as, of course, you were coming in this morning, and of course, this is the Main Street right here, and you can see the fog that was rolling in. And of course, Justin told me when he came in this morning, visibility on especially 86 coming into downtown Jamestown was almost nothing this morning. So, but the fog has burned off. Here's where we are with the fog right now. 10-mile visibility, everybody. So the fog has burned off. So we don't have any fog issues, but we might see some more fog developing overnight. 75 was the high yesterday. 55 is where we started the day. That's right at the average for this particular date. 95 and 39 are the record highs and lows on this date. So through the afternoon, clouds and sun are going to continue their battle for the sky today. Cool, comfortable, nice breeze, 74 to 78 with a west-northwest wind, averaging about 7 to 16 miles per hour. If you like this, we've got a few more days of it, and then we start warming up again as we go into the weekend. I'll talk about it in a few. Justin?
All right, Dakota, we'll look forward to that. Thank you. Congressman Tom Reed recently visited the James Prendergast Library in Jamestown to discuss the important role they play in our community. He met with the executive director and other staff members during a tour last Friday. He says the COVID-19 pandemic has created additional challenges for libraries and learning centers. Here in Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties, local libraries are making big changes to adapt to new demands for services like ebooks.
They received some grant funding from federal resources, and to see how they're using it, and it's exciting. I mean, they are providing resources to the community. They're providing not only hard copy resources, but they're providing virtual resources to a new level, and that means that they're sharing information, they're sharing resources, and you also hear about the hotspots of how they're sharing internet access throughout the region.
Now, the Chautauqua Cattaraugus Library System is also working to promote participation in the upcoming census to make sure every county is counted properly. A public hearing to discuss a recent agreement between an aviation company and Chautauqua County's Executive's Office will take place next month before the Chautauqua County Legislature. The agreement originally called for Chase Aviation to pay $500 a month from October until September 30th of 2024. That according to the resolution that was supposed to be voted on by county lawmakers last night. However, the committee amended that resolution to a 2-year agreement, providing the meeting was fully agreed upon at the next legislature gathering. Officials say the amendment was shortened because Chase Aviation wanted more long-term solution, and specifically they were looking to move into a hangar that currently isn't available because it's being renovated. Officials say that hangar is scheduled to be ready in 2022. Well, coming up next, we hear the latest call for policing reform here locally. And later, we celebrate a special birthday. Stay with us as WNY News Now continues.
With coverage that matters. This is WNY News Now. EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvanna Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
I grew up in a single-parent home. We were raised by my mom in a one-bedroom apartment in Queens, and I slept in what was supposed to be a dining room just off the kitchen. We were poor and fell behind in our bills. More than once our electricity was shut off and there were eviction notices taped to our door. I remember walking into our kitchen and finding my mother standing by the stove, crying to herself because she didn't know what to do and felt helpless. I was about 9 or 10 when our apartment was robbed. I remember arriving home with my mother and brother and finding the door open, feeling confused because the first thing I saw was that our television, a set which forever sat on a stand in the living room, was missing. I know firsthand what it's like to be a victim, to be assaulted, robbed, to have things taken from you which you're never going to get back, and to be scarred by experiences which 30 and 40 years later still haunt me. We're lucky enough to live in Chautauqua County where by and large we feel safe, but unfortunately bad things do happen here. I want to be the district attorney who personally prosecutes the most serious crimes and who's there for victims every step of the way. These are the people I want to represent, to fight for their justice, to fight for our justice in the courtroom, to help people who have suffered at the hands of others. This is why I want to be your district attorney.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
And welcome back. Governor Andrew Cuomo is once again pushing for more police reforms, but he's stressing that change shouldn't hurt either side of the debate. Cuomo says recent protests have frayed the relationship between officers and their communities. The governor says reform is needed, and those reforms cannot hinder officers from doing their job, but must also fill the need for social justice.
The relationship is frayed. The relationship is based on trust and respect, and the relationship is ruptured. But divorce is not an option here. Divorce is not an option. You can't say, we don't need any police. And the police department. Oh, really? And then what happens at 2 o'clock in the morning when someone's coming through the window and you hear the glass break?
The governor is sending letters to 500 jurisdictions reminding them if they don't reimagine their police departments by next April and submit the plan to the state, they will lose state funding. Well, Democrats kicked off the first night of their virtual convention with a message of unity and by putting 2 key election issues front and center. Karen Kafa is in Washington with a look at last night's events and what's on deck for this evening.
The first night of their virtual convention spotlighting some stark realities.
I'm one of the many who has lost a loved one to COVID.
George should be alive today.
Democrats delivering opening arguments that the Biden-Harris ticket can best steer the nation's recovery from the coronavirus crisis.
Government matters, and leadership matters.
And navigate the nation's reckoning with racial injustice.
We can't just say those words. We have to live those words.
Both issues playing into another theme of the evening, unity within the Democratic Party.
The price of failure is just too great to imagine.
And outside of it.
I'm sure there are Republicans and independents who couldn't imagine crossing over to support a Democrat. They fear Joe may turn sharp left and leave them behind. I don't believe that, because I know the measure of the man.
The evening culminating in a sharply pointed critique of President Trump delivered by Michelle Obama, her 4th and most overtly political convention speech.
Donald Trump is the wrong president for our country. He has had more than enough time to prove that he can do the job, but he is clearly in over his head. He cannot meet this moment.
The former First Lady's comments foreshadowing the theme of Tuesday night's programming, Leadership Matters. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Karen, thank you. Michelle Obama calling on Americans to vote during that address last night, but the former First Lady not only spoke it, she wore it. The letters on her necklace spelled the word vote. The necklace was custom commissioned by Obama from LA-based jeweler By Shari. By Shari was started back in 2012 by designer Shari Kurbeth. The brand supports various social justice causes nationwide. The necklace was the top trending search on Google in the last hour of the convention last night. That necklace can be custom ordered, by the way. It costs around $300 on By Shari's website. Well, as millions of families know, working from home and parenting little ones at the same time can certainly be a challenge. So Fisher-Price has a new line of toys branded for babies and toddlers who want to hang out near mom or dad while they work. The line includes a play office complete with a toy laptop, pretend cell phone, and even a coffee cup. There's also a chef's set, which has a various bib and chewable oven mitt. It also features a baby's bicep set that has a play dumbbell, headband, and pretend protein shake drink as well. So cute. Also during the pandemic, Fisher-Price and Marvel have announced action figures of doctors, nurses, grocery workers, and delivery drivers. Well, we thank all of you so much for joining us here for WNY News Now. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to working from home. Maybe now they're finally getting back to the office, but still for so many companies, it's very much a working from home environment. Let's check in with the comments and say hello to Michelle. Hope you're doing well. Good to see Donna and Lori as well. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. Let us know in the comments down below if you are working from home today, or working from home, or maybe are finally back to the office. And I think the biggest thing working from home has shown us is our use of technology. And at WNY News Now, we know that all so well. And Dakota's there with his MacBook. And
Move my meeting to 3:30 and schedule a new lunch for tomorrow. Do it now, Jonathan. I'm sorry.
His assistant. You know what? Why do you have an assistant? I don't have an assistant.
Because I make the big dollars, Justin. That's why.
You're the big deal. Dakota has this thing on his desk. Can you show the people that?
Yes, I can.
You have this thing that says, what is it? It says you're a big deal or something like that? I think that's what it says. I haven't been in your office in like 14 years.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Well, we're happy you're back, Mr. Big Deal.
Yeah. My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into my job. Let's talk about this. We had a little thunderstorm that came through just before midnight last night, and it was a strong thunderstorm indeed. At 11:45, the Jamestown airport clocked a wind gust of 43 miles per hour as that storm was moving through. And of course, almost every thunderstorm has winds. Almost every thunderstorm has gusty winds. And generally, when a thunderstorm is producing winds in excess of 35 to 40 miles an hour, that's when it's generally labeled as strong. All right, if you like this preview of fall, it's going to continue for the next couple of days. 74 tomorrow, 70 on Wednesday, 77 Thursday. But look at where we go over the weekend. Back up into the 80s once again, but the humidity will remain relatively low during that period. So it's not going to be excessively hot or humid as well. Live look downtown shows you the clouds dotting the sky. Right now we're at 68 as a noon hour at the airport. Northwest wind at 15, healthy wind gusts as well of 18 miles per hour. And with the dew point low, that means we don't have a feels like index. So it's feeling relatively nice out there. Satellite and radar composite just shows you those clouds that are moving across the southern tier. No rain falling out of them. That is the good news. And it's going to stay dry because of this little guy right here, this high pressure area. This is sliding in with the second cold front. So this back behind me, this was the front that moved through last night. Here comes a second front coming to the north. And because this front is moving north to south, you know what that's going to do? Shift our wind direction to the north. So that's why tomorrow is going to be a cooler day because the winds are going to be coming in from the north. So zone forecast today, right at the lakeshore, likely the warmer spot here today. Lower elevations will likely warm up the most, probably around 78, especially around Erie, but lots of sunshine. Inland we go. The inland areas here, lower to mid 70s across the day today. So it is going to feel great today. And of course, lower temperatures near the valleys. There's a look at it for tonight, 50 to 59. I would not be surprised if some of the deepest valleys go down 49, 48. Wouldn't be shocked, but I think most of us should stay, especially around 50, and then the warmer spots, especially right at the lakeshore. I've been meaning to say this, next 7 days of your life coming up. Again, there is tomorrow. We'll likely stay around 70 degrees tomorrow, 77 Wednesday. The sunshine continues. Friday, lots more sunshine, 82. The weekend, just a small chance for a shower both Sunday and Saturday with temperatures in the 80s on Saturday, and then on Sunday, 78, and then we stay relatively cool on Monday with temperatures in the upper 70s. We'll take a break. Be right back. Want weather now? Download the WNY News Now mobile app and stay up to date on severe weather alerts. Plus, anytime hazardous weather strikes, stick with the Southern Tier's only 24/7 streaming network that keeps you safe. You're all in a tornado warning, so now is the time to go to a safe place, small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. What are you waiting for? Download the WNY News Now mobile app today. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
And welcome back. This story sits well with Dakota. The iconic Golden Girls house has sold, and for a lot more than what they were asking for. The modest mid-century house was used in the first season of the beloved 80s era sitcom Golden Girls that starred Betty White and Bebe Arthur. The Los Angeles home was originally listed just under $3 million, and it was only on the market for a couple of weeks and sold for $4 million. No word on who specifically bought it. The listing agent is from Douglas Elman, expressed amazement at all the interest in the home, saying she had no idea that there were that many Golden Girls fans in the world. Dakota can attest to being the biggest Golden Girls fan, I think, in Jamestown, New York. We had like a 20-minute conversation about this before the show, Dakota. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, because, actually now, of course, if you've watched the Golden Girls, they did not use the interior of the home during the show. They actually used it for the exterior shots, which is this. Now, of course, as Justin mentioned, they used it for the first season, and then from the second season onward, they actually reconstructed the exterior of the home at the Disney Studios in Florida, which I believe is where the show was shot, and then it's still on display and it's still on display there. So post-COVID, if you go down there and you visit the studios, you can actually see the home that the actual set pieces that they used during the show.
And it's really cool. The house is pretty modern for being an 80s era. So certainly somebody having a nice home. But I imagine a lot of homes in Los Angeles. I watched this show during quarantine. You could only watch the renovation show. That's all that was new on there. And I was watching these $1 million renovations. Whew. But I think sometimes homes here compare to those, but the price tag is half. Yeah. So it's pretty good. But
especially some of those homes, especially on the south side, once you get close to the city line past Jefferson School, there's that little area there. It's not like a gated community, but it kind of turns into a circle. You go in it, and it's got like the circle road on it. Those are some pretty swank looking homes.
There's so many great finds. I think that's one of the beautiful looks. Did you take this video that's behind you, or is this something?
No, I did not.
You did not. So this is not in Chautauqua County.
No, I wish it was.
Be great to build
if we
a house
had something
right
like
over
this, though, that would be good.
Yeah, that would
But
be.
I don't know of any spots that look like this. Well, okay, maybe the gorge up in Mayville. You
Yeah.
can find the swimming hole, maybe. So, I don't know. Anyway, day planner for tomorrow. We're going to start the day likely in the lower 50s. Again, would not be shocked if some of the deepest valleys, especially in Cattaraugus County, start 49, 48. Wouldn't be surprised by that. But we're going to stay cooler with that north wind. So likely struggling to go around 70, especially here in the city. But the sun will continue to shine. Justin?
All right, Dakota, thank you very much. Before we let everybody go, we have a special guest joining us on the show. He's a frequent flyer. Our Andrew Stevenson is celebrating a birthday today, and I think we have him on via Zoom. Andrew, are you here?
Hi, I think I'm here.
All right. Hey, happy birthday, Andrew.
Well, thank you. I feel
So,
old.
no, you're not that
Oh,
old.
please. I have underwear older than you.
So, what are you doing today? Are we intruding on your birthday day?
Yeah, most of the plans don't come up until later this evening, so I'm free right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's honored us with his presence. So, what for you? What does the perfect birthday look like? I ask everybody. What is it for you?
Well, I wanted to spend it with my girlfriend, but with the COVID thing, and she lives out in Chicago with the COVID thing, it's hard to travel, so I'd like to be doing that, but can't with the travel restrictions and everything else going on.
Yeah, that's got to be tough. I wish I could come on and say that we have her here in a fourth window, but we don't. That would have been cute. Instead, Dakota has a birthday palooza for you. So take it away, Mr. Hunter.
So this is something I especially created for Andrew this morning in the weather graphics. I will try not to sing, but Andrew, I've got your birthday cake right here. And of course, no birthday cake is complete without the birthday person. There you go, Andrew. This is from you earlier in the year when you did weather earlier in the year. Look at that sexy guy right there. Sorry, ladies, he's taken. But anyway, happy birthday, Andrew. And, I just got to say, not just from a friendship standpoint, I just got to say from a, obviously, coworker standpoint and friendship standpoint, that, Andrew has really, really improved since he came here. And, of course, Andrew's been part of the team for about a year and a half now. And, he was sort of like my protege, I guess. So all the stuff Andrew knows, I don't want to gloat, but, I just got to say, and I'll hop back on the wall here. Hello. But all the things, Andrew has gotten a lot better with writing and graphics and obviously show presentation. And so, we cannot thank you enough for all the hard work you do. And obviously take today. You had a hard day yesterday. You were in here covering for me yesterday. So obviously take today, relax. Enjoy your cake. Maybe get some cheesecake.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great way to celebrate it. You do such a great job, Andrew. We love you. And of course, people, I don't know if people know this, but Andrew is officially our weekend forecaster now. That's kind of your official role here. So check out his weekend weather Saturday, Sunday. You guys do such a good job in the weather department, both of you. And then anytime severe weather, obviously he'll come in and help. And then, anytime Dakota is out, we love having you. You do such a great job. And it's amazing to watch, too, I think, the transformation of people in this industry, right? It's so difficult. It really is to be able to talk to a camera and talk to you, the audience. That's ultimately who our goal is to talk to. And Andrew is developed so well. I mean, I thought yesterday was one of the best broadcasts we've ever done. And Dakota and I were talking about the style this morning. Everybody has their own style. You've really developed your style. So we're so happy to have you. Happy birthday. Thanks for sitting on a Zoom for coming on to us. We appreciate it.
Just just don't get too wild tonight.
Yeah.
But if you do get wild, don't drive. Call an Uber.
You have any wild plans?
If you count going to Bob Evans as wild, then yeah.
There you go. Right. Yeah. Well, is that happening right after this?
It'll be later this evening, so I got some free time after.
Okay, we're coming down. Text me the time.
Dinner on Andrew.
Andrew will be there at about 5:30. So if you're a fan, go ahead and check it out.
Get your 8x10 glossies.
Get them ready.
Get them signed.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you. Happy birthday, Andrew. That's going to do it for us today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com. We'll leave you with this live look over downtown Jamestown. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.